I had never made a Halloween-specific project before. And this is the story of how my first one came about. I had never even carved a pumpkin before, and yet we're going all in. This project is going to involve my regular doll base, hand sculpted and with a wire base for posing, the stockings, always striped, a petticoat, a dress, an embroidered apron, a coat, shoes, a pie, and the pumpkin hat. Now, maybe this seems a little random, so let me explain the core idea of it. Pumpkin pie delivery girl. But it's like the 18th century or thereabouts, historical accuracy notwithstanding. The little hat is going to light up and serve as her source of illumination as she travels the dark roads in order to fulfill her ultimate noble goal: pie. The bodice starts out like a standard bodice, nothing much to see here. It is sewn together and hemmed, much like the skirt. My doll bodies are very lanky and they need volume for that very reason. This half-circle skirt needed some poofing, so I made a petticoat out of an old costume. That was very handy because the flounces were already sewn on and the work was minimal. Regardless, you can see me being a little too entertained by the static in the voile making the fabric cling to the wall. Tiny joys and all, with the outcome of some much-needed poof. The cloak started as a half circle with the bottom part elongated to create a train. I didn't want the train to be super expressive, just more a hint of extra length. I cut it out from the skirt portion of another old costume. My cat is obsessed with my sewing room. The combo of sewing room plus fabric on the floor is a surefire cat magnet, but I can't complain really. Well, maybe a little. It does make the job a little difficult. He liked the lining fabric too. Here I am being very impressed by my new scissors. My old ones were ruined in an unfortunate accident involving garden tools, and I was using kitchen scissors. Frankly, I never knew life could be so easy. I finished constructing the cloak by adding the lining to the floral fabric. I had this old thread that was a perfect match, which is sort of funny because there's a good chance this thread is older than me. I remember it being in the drawer of my mom's first sewing machine, which became my first sewing machine too. The pumpkin hat started as a clay base around the doll's head. And I'm not showing you that because it looked questionable. After it was dry, I removed the foil from the inside because I needed it to be hollow so it would act like a lamp, and checked the shape. Then after adjusting the shapes and sanding, I cut out the little lozenge-shaped holes on the surface of the pumpkin. I painted it off camera, added the brim, then added the finishings later. That's a surprise. I just came to this idea when the concept of pumpkin pie delivery girl dawned on me at some point after I had finished the cloak. I rarely ever end up with the exact same concept which I started, but I don't mind, it's how I have the most fun. Stockings, always striped in honor of my 2008 self. The pattern here is fairly straightforward, worked better than I expected. My other dolls all had different feet, so this was a first. Then I patterned the shoes, but decorated those off cam. I think my card was full, But let's pretend that it is fate keeping surprises for later. More surprises, I mean. Pie, unpainted. And then final touches. I added these buttons and a decorative stitch to the neckline of the dress, the same stitch to the edges of the hood, and a couple bows. Hair was the final thing, in this pretty outrageous orange shade, and I love it. So let's accompany this lady on her journey. And that is the story of my first Halloween project. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!